dirty Laundrie family, Brian Laundrie, the dirty sons of bitches, some of the most hated individuals in America news wise, in quite some time, as the Gabby Petito story is once again coming back to the forefront, being discussed as Netflix just released their documentary about a week ago. Jump in the comments and let me know if you watched it, what you thought about it. I plan on bringing some content based on it. Make sure to subscribe and hit the comments if you're new over here. This Crime Time podcast where we talk it up about these true crime cases. But for the most part, wasn't really any new info, breaking stuff in there. But there were some things I felt that they kind of covered that weren't necessarily covered on a large scale before when the case was going on. But yeah, that evil bastard and his family, it's bonkers to me, man. They highlighted that very well in the documentary, just how twisted that family was. Some people will do anything to protect their kids, and some people have limits. And with this family, they gave no flux. The footage when they went there was just chilling to see, and like really take it in, like, damn, these motherfuckers were just plain evil, just like Brian. And I'm guessing the way the dirty Laundrie family raised the dirty bastard killer Brian Laundrie, had a lot to do with that. Like, he was never wrong. You know what I mean? Like, listen, I'm no expert, but I'm a parent. You know what I'm saying? You got to tell your kids when they're wrong. And friends, family, everyone, don't sit there and be a yes man going along with a bunch of bullish. You know what I mean? You do a person no favors by going along with their garbaggio. You know what I'm saying? Especially when you're a parent, you're responsible for bringing a life into this world. You know what I mean? And I'm not straight up putting Gabby's killing on the dirty Laundrie family, but just based on the way that they reacted, like, kind of, you know what I mean? But comment, subscribe. Like I said, I'm going to bring some content on that and all that. But, like I said, it's being discussed again. And I came across this in the blogosphere. It says, just casually going through Brian Laundrie's FBI file. And I happened to notice that the mattress was moved from the van before it was taken into custody. Is this where Gabby was KILLED? Did Brian move that mattress all by himself? Hashtag Gabby Petito. And we're going to pull up the file here. And man, another thing too, guys, how in the fuck, when they found his writings and everything like that, all BS. You know what I mean? Like, he had to know the whole world was going to know what it really was, that they were doing an in-depth investigation. And he was sitting here trying to just spin lies, man. It just shows you the kind of individual he is. And like I said, the parents, you don't just put something on the parents, but watching the way that they acted, just so much comes clear about that family to me. And then the sister, I don't believe her creepy ass for a second. Comment if you do. I don't know. I think she was a lying sack of ish as well. But here in the file we have, on September 14th, 2021, investigators obtained a search warrant for the white Ford van used by Laundrie and Petito, dirty Laundrie and Petito. The subsequent search revealed Petito's personal belongings were missing, as well as and then it says unclassified. I'm not sure what exactly that says, as well as the mattress from the van in previously posted YouTube videos by Petito. At the time of the case opening, Laundrie would not speak to investigators in reference to the location of Petito. Writer requests a case opening for kidnapping and murder of Petito on federal land. So the feds were indeed, in on this case. And man, just so sad, man, and just so ludicrous. Again, the dirty Laundrie family, like, just going over this, it just, kind of has me back. Like, man, you guys just a family of demons, a family of evil. And man, like, I don't know what Gabby Petito did. Like, again, I'm gonna make comment based on the documentary. We're going to go over it and all that, react to some stuff, break it down. So again, make sure to subscribe, hit the buttons. Lots of true crime content coming over here. I mean, listen, to each their own and everything, but like, I just don't know what she saw in that dude. He seemed like a prick. And in the documentary, I don't know if you caught it, it was hilarious, where someone that went to school with him was like saying, man, in high school, I was like, yo, I think we have a narc, like 21 Jump Street type style in our class. You know, this guy seemed 10 years older than everyone. Brian, Dirty Laundrie, looked like he was like, well, how old was that sack of garbage? 20 something going on 50 something, like fucking prick. But basically, you see the mention of the mattress, of it being moved and all that. People are thinking here, is that what happened? You know, he took her life in the van and then moved her. So many questions still remain. This evil family did what they did and helped him slip away. And then, he went and did what he did, offed himself, and the family gets no answers or anything. Not that there's ever any answers for something like this to happen. But I feel in some ways to know the truth can help. It also hurt. I don't know. Comment your guys' thoughts. You know what I mean? But he took no responsibility or nothing. He was just making up BS and then punk ass letters that he was writing. But let's see what people are saying reacting to this. I believe it could have been a mattress they took from the Florida bedroom, and when he got back to Florida, he had to use it. I know they did everything on a small budget, so just my thoughts. Otherwise, I'm sure he dumped it somewhere on the way home if it had evidence. I believe it was a brand new mattress purchased for the van. So that was something crazy too we saw in the documentary, like when the parents were like lawyering up just with a cop trying to do a wellness check. Like, here, talk to our lawyer. After, when the cop came back, he was like, really? Like, you know what I mean? And they're like, we gave you the lawyer. He's like, dude, a lawyer ain't going to answer at 10:30. You prick. You know what I mean? Like, I get it. You're not saying ish. You're using your right to remain silent or whatever. But I mean, come on, like, get serious here, you sack of garbage. What kind of parents are you? Demon parents. That's what it is. But that's when he was saying about the car. They were like, no, it's both of theirs. And he's like, well, no, actually, it's hers. It's in her name. But the way they look at it, Brian didn't do nothing wrong. We'll help him cover up a homicide. We saw with the phone records and all that activity and stuff, again, in that documentary, like they knew exactly what happened from Jump Street, and they had no qualms, no problem, no conscience. I mean, we saw it, right on that footage. They didn't give two fucks about helping their son get away, or trying to help him get away with murder and just stone cold lying right to the police and the other family, not even having, their parents themselves, and they just cold as ice. They didn't care at all. It's sick. It's twisted, and it's fucked up. But that cop was like, no, actually, it's hers, and I'm taking it up out of here. But that's the way they looked at it. Help him get away with murder. Oh, the car, that's Brian's too. That's just, you know what I'm saying? It's just clear, man. They raised that kid like a spoiled, entitled, you can do no wrong prick son of a bitch, man. It was taken by LE. No, it was not. So where is the mattress? You would think this would be circumstantial evidence for the case. Could he have thrown it somewhere to keep it from being found with traces of Gabby's evidence? Seems like the most likely answer, someone says to that. Kevin Sullivan, not the wrestler who passed away. Anyone out there, a pro wrestling fan, let me know below. In the Chris Benoit case, there was some crazy theories out there in bringing Kevin Sullivan into it all that I just thought was like cockamamie BS. You know what I mean? For those, you know what I mean? If you're not a pro wrestling fan, I'm sure a lot of people know about the Chris Benoit case, obviously, a case that still has me flucked up to this day, to fathom how it's hard to fathom how people could be so cold, careless, evil, and just like demonic, like the Dirty Laundrie parents and family. Chris Benoit, like how he could do it, just it's sickening, it's twisted, it's like it's just like no, there's got to be something else. This just doesn't make sense. But some people are just evil, or they turn evil. But anyways, Kevin Sullivan was a previous husband or boyfriend of Chris Benoit's wife, and there was like storylines, where she left him for Benoit, which ended up happening in real life. I'm getting a bit off track, y'all, but just because this name was Kevin Sullivan. It says, question, why didn't Ellie arrest him for grand theft? Having the van and she was nowhere to be found, at least he would have had to talk to Ellie, hold for 48 hours. Maybe he would have cracked. Yeah, I never quite understood that as well. How, could that, because we see this by law enforcement many times. And, a lot of us, I'm sure, hope and wish that that would have happened at that point in time. Like, okay, you can't get him for this. Can you get him for stealing the van? Can you get him for like, you know what I mean? Something. But at that point, we seen, even if they were going to arrest him, the parents weren't getting in that house. You know what I'm saying? The police weren't getting in that house. The parents were invoking their rights. They lawyered up. Again, documentary back out. Lots of content coming. Subscribe. Let's talk about it all. Crime Time podcast over here. We're going to be pumping out the content. You know what I'm saying? Help me bust through in the algorithm. But a lot of stuff back to the forefront because of this documentary. But until the only reason they ended up getting into the house when they were like, oh, he's not here, is because of that wellness check. Someone calling and saying, hey, someone OD'd in that house. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to wellness checks, police don't need warrants. You know what I'm saying? Carrying on. Oh, he could have cracked. Let's see what people say in response. I believe he was most likely on her vehicle insurance. And since she drove it too, and she was just missing at the start, the law couldn't do anything about it. We need laws to be in better place for victims. Yeah, I don't know. The situation so often, like certain things, they'll say, oh, that's more of like a civil thing or something like that. But you would just like what I'm getting at, right, is I'm no anti-cop guy, you know what I'm saying, or pro-cop, but like, let's keep it real. There's times that police will trump up charges on people and use BS laws to, strategically for their gain. And in a situation where Gabby was missing, pretty much presumed dead, we all knew it, we wanted to hope otherwise, but it just made no sense. You know what I'm saying? The dude's back, the car's back, she's nowhere to be found. The evil, demonic, dirty laundry, sack-ish parents are lawyering up to a police just knocking at their door, an officer. You know what I mean? Like, bend the rules a little bit. Use it in your favor. But I don't know. Then sometimes I think people, law enforcement in big situations could fear prosecution could get flucked up behind it or something. I don't know, I'm just with this individual though, like, man, wasn't there something, an ace up their sleeve, something that they could have done prior to this? You know what I mean? By the eyes of the law, you can't arrest someone for those things. They didn't know if he stole it due to not proof of the location of Gabby. She had allowed him to drive it and had consent to be driving it. But, shout out to that cop for being like checking them. You know what I mean? Going back and keeping his composure. But like, really? You guys, like, that's it? Oh, we gave you the lawyer. Dude, the lawyer ain't about to answer at 10:30 at night. Come on. He gave him a reality check. He G-checked him and then said, yeah, no, it's not both theirs. It's Gabby's, and it's getting towed up out of here right now. You got to move your car or what? Let's go. Bust a move, you demons. Death didn't happen on the mattress. I assume he just wanted to be kind, wanted to do kind to erase all signs of her not realizing the van was in her name. What is confusing is why did she have to pay him off for the van if she owned the van? Yeah, so much twisted ish with all that, right? Yes, I read that too, wondering where the heck Brian threw out the mattress. The only reason I can see to throw out their mattress is that Gabby was killed on it and he didn't want the evidence in the van. I just finished Okay, so here's someone talking about the Netflix doc. I just finished the Netflix documentary and it broke my heart. I believe Gabby was killed in the van and Brian took her to the spot she was found. It really, man, again, it's been a while since that case has, been in the news, been discussed. I've really thought on it. And again, the footage, some of the stuff, it's just so cold, callous. The reality of it all really hits you. You know what I mean? Not that we already didn't know this was a twisted, evil, sick case, but to just really take it in all over again in the form in which they presented it. It's like, wow, man. I'm not well versed on law, so excuse my naivety, but can they open a case against the parents? Now, there's a good fucking question here. Shout out Blocked by Jax. I'm actually going to follow her. I'm going to retweet this. The Dirty Laundrie family needs to pay. Straight up. How the fuck? Like, and that's what I was wondering too when I was talking about times police using what some would consider petty laws strategically. I've seen police throw obstruction charges on people for next to nothing. You know what I mean? Like, I'm just shocked that it ended up being the waiting game stakeout in front of the Dirty Laundrie residents for the amount of time that it did, that the law enforcement just didn't really do anything else. I mean, I don't want to say it like that, like they weren't working hard, but I don't know, and clearly in Moab or wherever that was, law enforcement there really dropped the ball. Like that whole domestic situation where she was deemed the aggressor, and it's just very, very sad. There was a civil case, Petito's versus Laundrie's. Yeah, but we want to see a criminal case, man. They pulled up all them phone records. Listen, they knew what it was, man. They wired money right to that lawyer. They were down to be accessory to this murder, in my opinion. Now, tying it together from a legal aspect and hitting them with a case is another story. But to me, there ain't a question in my mind. They knew what it was and they made their choice to stand with evil, whether that be their son or not. They had no qualms about it. Not sure, but I wish. Not enough proof to prove to a jury they helped conceal a crime beyond a reasonable doubt. Nothing tangible that directly ties them to the crime, like caught on cam dumping something or help him conceal the body because fingerprints weren't found. They lawyered up and stayed silent. And yeah, they did. It's a shame. Okay, it's a shame. That's the only response here. Yeah, lawyering up really, like if you watch First 48, I mean, anyone tuning into this, that again, subscribe, Crime Time Podcast. It's all about hearing from you guys, the people. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the platform to debate the topics, discuss them. You know what I mean? If I left something out, fill me in. If you think I'm wrong, you know what I mean? Like, let's talk about it. I do not claim to be no expert or anything, I'm just out here making this content, trying to talk it up on these topics, see what we can take away from all the true crime news and crime news out there, and, be aware of what's really going on out in the world. You know what I mean? Try to come face to face digitally with evil and implement what we know in our lives, and see just how twisted society is and implement things in our lives for us to be safer. You know what I mean? Like, it's twisted out here. But you watch, so that's why I was saying, anyone who's tuning into this, I'm sure watches true crime content, has watched First 48, and we see it episode after episode. You know what I mean? They know if someone's gonna like say something or not, or hey, we really like, we theorize this is what happened, this is what it seems like it is, but if we don't get this guy to crack, he's going to walk, and sometimes they crack, sometimes they don't. And ultimately, at the end of the day, staying silent, asking for an attorney will end the questioning. And a lot of people, don't do that. They're overcome with emotion. Their conscience is eating at them, which again, the Dirty Laundrie demon family had no conscience about any of this. R.I.P. Gabby Petito. Thoughts and prayers out to her family, man. If I was Gabby's father, stepfather, who both seemed like they loved her and had a good relationship. It seemed like the Petitos, stepmother, stepfather, etc., all kind of, for the most part, co-parented pretty well, I think. I don't know. Let me know what you think. But man, the father, stepfather, like, I drive down there and just sock dude in the face, dirty laundry dad, pow, take me to jail for a punk ass assault charge. Like, you know what I mean? I'm not killing anyone. I'm not covering up someone being killed like your evil ass did, but I'm gonna just, violence ain't the answer, y'all. You know what I mean? Obviously, but in some instances like this, like, what's him getting socked out, punched in the face, punched in the jaw, have a broken jaw, eat out a straw for a minute. Hold that down, you demon, son of a bitch. You know what I mean? But yeah, man, lawyering up ends all that, and that's exactly what they did. Let's see here. Yeah, so that's gonna do it for this one. Jump in the comments. Let's talk about it. Subscribe. Again, what did you think of the documentary altogether? The Dirty Laundrie family, the police, did you guys feel that strategically they didn't do enough? What do you think about this whole situation with the mattress and like the Dirty Laundrie family? Don't they deserve to be rotting in prison themselves? So thanks for watching. I'll catch you on the next one. Crime Time Podcast signing out.